Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.
This is Kimar Roach, and I listen to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Indeed you are, people. Welcome. My name is Machel St. Patrick here at one half of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We're here for Game 5 of the 60. It's the chicken curry versus curry chicken derby, the Trinbago Knight Riders versus the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Yesterday, the Amazon Warriors won by, I think it was 7 runs or something like that. And Trinbago Knight Riders were destroyed. Who destroyed them yesterday? Who beat Trinbago? Oh, no, wait, hold on. Who beat Trinbago yesterday? Boy, these games happening so quick and fast, I can't even remember. They were destroyed by the Barbados Royals yesterday. So Trinbago on 0 points. Earlier today, game 4 of the men's tournament, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots defeated the Saint Lucia Kings easily. Saint Lucia Kings were bowled out for 66 after only 52 balls. St. Lucia Kings chased that down in about 30-odd balls. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots chased that down in about 30-odd balls or so. So that puts St. Kitts on the board after their defeat by the Talawars yesterday. And the Kings are no wins from 2 games, and that pretty much guarantees that they won't be in the semi-finals on Sunday. The Kings look really bad, but in fairness, the Kings CPL team, Faf du Plessis or not, the Kings CPL team doesn't look that good either. So it's hardly a surprise, but it's good for players to get some experience. I think if you look at the St. Lucia Kings team, there's quite a lot of players on there who are playing who otherwise wouldn't play in a tournament like this. So it's good to give some experience to some other players in the region, etc. But anyways, Knight Riders versus the Warriors. Let me see who's in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, so on and so forth. You know the deal by now. Yes, what up, Jeremy? Big up yourselves. Joel, hail yourself up as well. Let people know that the live has started. Let me just put this on the bottom. I always forget to put this going along the bottom, you know. Yes, who we got today? Guyana, the Amazon Warriors, or TKR? Listen, the TKR team is weak. The TKR team is strong if everyone's available, but not everyone is available. So the TKR team is quite weak. If I just put the teams up on the screen, if you haven't missed it. So TKR, Sifa, Webster, Prasanna, Rampal. It's basically on change from yesterday. Akil Hussain, Jaden Seals, Harry Pierre, Anderson Phillip, Terence Hines, Leonardo Julian, and of course, Dre Russ. Remember that means that's a TKR side without Pollard, without Puran, without Narain, and some others. So they're very much using, TKR are very much using the 60 as just a little warm-up thing for some players. So, do you know what I mean? Like, we take this with a pinch of salt. Anyways, Amazon Warriors, Hetmeyer, Smith, Shepherd, Ingram, Hemraj, Hope, Clarkson, Paul, Permol, Beaton, and Salam Kiel. The Amazon Warriors side is much closer to what their full strength side would be in CPL. So, like I said, I'm not making excuses for TKR, but it is what it is. It's obviously a much weaker TKR side for the 60. Where is Tashan's point? So Tashan says, here we go. Prasanna, why is he being drafted? He doesn't even look good in a domestic team. Yeah, to Prasanna yesterday, it was only 1 game. It's the first time I've properly seen him. He looked dreadful. And I didn't say it on air, but in my head I was like, who is this guy? And why is he in the TKR side? He looked dreadful, but maybe he'll come good today. Do you know what? I didn't even look to see who won the toss. Amazon Warriors won the toss, and they have chosen to field, and TKR are out to bat. Yes, Tashan, learn the slang, yes? Yep. So Tim Seifert will be opening alongside, I don't know yet because my screen hasn't told me. who is opening with him alongside who's that? Oh, Tion Webster. Right. So, what do you think? Tashan says, Mash, what do you think about Carlos Brathwaite's exclusion? What, from CPL? Yeah, I'm slightly surprised. He's been with the Talawars the last few years. No franchise picked him up, but he's just been picked up by Oval Invincibles in the 100 as a replacement probably for Narayan, I would assume. So he's getting a bag elsewhere anyways. So Carlos don't need to worry about Carlos. He's getting his money regardless. Anyways, 2-1 time. We begin opening the bowling for the Amazon Warriors. I need to put my screen up. Who's that? Oh, Romario Shepherd. Slingy one down the leg side. That's a wide. You'll have to reload that. Let me put my screen up somewhere where I can see it properly. Will that work? Yeah, let me just move this now. Perfect. So TKR off the mark because Romario bowled a wide with his first ball. Am I following the South Africa game? I saw the score just before I switched over. I was asleep, to be honest. I had a headache. So I was sleeping off a headache. Just took some paracetamol. And I saw that England were 300 and something for 7. Good follow-up ball by Romario there. Tucks Seifert up. Interesting to see how both Romario Shepherd and Aldine Smith go with the ball. You lot know already how skeptical I am, particularly Romario, of how they go with the ball. So I'd like to see them hit some form ahead of both of them, probably more than likely being selected in the T20 World Cup squad. Again, that's rubbish from Mario. Slinging one down the leg side. That's a wide. He'll bowl that again. He's bowled 3 balls, but only one of them have been legal. Right. Tashana, it's a good opportunity for Webster to show some performances in the 60. Yeah, I presume it depends. They might have. Let me just go find the TKR CPL side again. Remember that we have recorded. It might have skipped some people by because we recorded it 2 months ago, or about a month. Yeah, actually about a month ago. We did the that was a caught and bowl opportunity, but it goes straight through Romario's arms. Seafoot runs with 1. Recorded a CPL 2022 special with young Samuel Badri. So if you do want to see our breakdown of each side, that is on our YouTube page. So go and if you haven't watched it yet, it's also on all the podcast platforms. Episode 70 of the podcast. Romario should have caught that. That's a big drop. So yeah, so let me look at this TKR side again. Who might open with Seifert? Don't be surprised if it's Narayan, instead of Tion Webster. They could easily put Colin Munro. I mean, I'd assume he'll be number 3, but they could easily put Colin Munro up there as well. Anyways, 3 legal balls bowled so far from Romario Shepherd, and TKR are 4 without loss. Fireball says Bun TV6. Aren't they showing the game? I thought that was the channel showing the game in Trinidad. If Ahmed Django had been in the TKR squad, he would have been used in the best way possible. TK have not used local batters properly. I'll come to that in a minute, Sean. Mario back in, and Seifert hooks that, but only to the man on the perimeter. I'll say the man on the perimeter. He hooks that to the man at cover. Oh, sorry, not cover, mid-wicket even. Right. So, sorry, people, I'm thirsty out here. And again, Seifert tries to hook it, but in fairness to Romario, despite the 2 wides, he's gone wide, 1-1. 1 more ball to go. Knight Riders are 5 without loss. Right, so Amir Django. I don't rate Amir Django in the short format. So okay, he might have been used better by TKR. But I just don't rate him as a short format player anyway. Mark Dayal probably should have been picked up by TKR by now. I think TKR, remember, they've drafted back Puran. They've got Puran and Dre Russ in their side. So they're clearly going for they've got 4 I don't want to call Puran a GOAT, but for the argument, for the sake of this argument, let's call him a GOAT. They've got Puran, Narain, Dre, Russ, and Pollard. I mean, all you really need after those 4 players is just a few people like Tim Seifert around that, and so on and so forth. You would assume that of those 4, Narain, Pollard, Dre, Russ, and Puran, at least 2 of them are coming off each match. Do you know what I mean? Right, that was the end of Romario's over, and he only went for 5 runs. So 5 of 6 balls. Sedate start for TKR. They ideally need some 6s. Runsford beaten. The returning Seamer. Good delivery. Hard length, and it's only 1 run. Oh, they hit the stumps there. They might have to look upstairs for that. They've run 2. Will they look upstairs? Yep, they've gone to look upstairs to see if there was a run out on the first one. I don't know who the fielder was coming in. I don't know who that fielder was coming in from backward point, but there was a run out chance there. Certainly something worth having a look at because it's not clear. Is he out? It's Seifert. No, it's him. And then the deflection off the stumps has allowed them to then run through for a second run. So that's fine. That's fine. They'll run back for 2. But anyways, the point is, so there's 5 more balls left of Beaton's over. And unless Seifert or Webster can hit a 6, they will not unlock the floating power play. They need to hit 2 6s, I should say. That's a wide. Beaton will have to reload that one. Night Riders are 8 without loss. 3 wide so far in the first 7 deliveries. There's always been a lot said about Tion Webster, about how he's got exceptional talent. Again, classic West Indian player. Oh, he's so talented. Oh, he's so talented. But I'm yet to ever see Tion Webster kind of show the talent or come through on the talent to show why he's talked about. He's 27 years old now. Like, time's running out. Right, Webster goes after that one from Beaton. Beaton bowls of touch short, and Webster pulls that away to the boundary. First 4 Night Riders are 12 without loss. Now, what will TKR do today with Dre Russ? Yesterday, they let him come in at number 5 after 4 wickets had already fallen, and it was too late. So I think in this short format game, without a Puran, without a Pollard, without a Narain, Dre Russ isn't padded up to come in at number 3. Who's that? Who was that padded up to be in? When they go back to the dugout, I'll have to take a look to see. That's wide down the leg side again. You'll have to re-bowl that one. Dre Russ didn't look padded up for number 3. I need to look to see. I don't know who that was actually. Who was that padded up for Trinidad? Was it Prasanna? Oh, it might have been, or was it Leonardo Julian? Anyways, it weren't Dre Russ. That's the thing. Either way, it should be Dre who comes at 3. So I'm not sure what Trinidad are playing at there. That's a full delivery on middle stump, and they can only squeeze that out for 1. So 13 without loss. Bun TV 6. 14 without loss, sorry, off 9 balls. 3 more balls to go of the second over. No 6s hit. I'm not sure Seifert and Webster have got the script here of what you're supposed to do in the first 2 overs. Actually, Akil Hussain is padded up to potentially come at number 3. Interesting. I mean, he did well yesterday. He got 27 off like 14 balls or something. That's wide as well, but he squeezes that off his pad down to fine leg, and they'll run 1 only. Right, so Fireball is vexed. TV6 ain't on anything. Tashan said, not Tashan. Who had the comment there that I just wanted to see? It was Tashan, sorry. Someone talked about Beaton, but either way, I'm here. Oh, Joel, that's it. What do you think of Beaton? It's good to see Beaton back. For those who don't know the story with Runsford Beaton, obviously he got called for his action on more than one occasion. other lesser people would have just given up the game, but it's good to see him back. I mean, he's bowled 2 wides in this over, but well, that's a 4. He strayed a bit down the leg side, and Webster shovels that fine for 4 runs. But yeah, my people in Guyana said that Beaton's been looking good. If his action can stay stable, then yeah, it'll be good to watch his progress. He represented West Indies at under 19 level. Yet another player, talented, who represented West Indies at under 19 level. Anyways, last ball of Beaton's over. Again, straight dot ball. He's gone for 2 4s in that over. He's gone for 13, but it wasn't. I mean, he bowled a couple of wides, but it was all right. 13 runs off the over, and Trinidad and TKR, or say Trinidad, are 19 without loss after 12 balls or 2 overs, if you would prefer. So no 6s, no floating power play unlocked, and Odean Smith will bowl the 3rd over for Guyana. Yeah, Corbin Bosch's innings yesterday was really good. I actually have, so for CPL itself, I mean, the 60 is a 60. For CPL, I've got the 3 teams who I think will win it, who could win it. Obviously, I'm still back in Talawas, but TKR, Barbados, or St. Kitts and Nevis, I think, win CPL this year. Oh, not bad from Oldie there. Full fast. Touch on the leg side. Squeezes out to the man on a backward point. I think it was a dot ball. I don't think they actually ran through. Which West Indies commentator would you like to hear more often? Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Again, straight from Oldeen, and Seifert is able to punch that down the ground. He's only 3 off 6 balls. I'm not sure if they know that this is 60 T10. This is not a T20 game. Yeah, Fireball, it's on YouTube, man. All the 60 games are on YouTube. So I admire any of you who come to these watch-alongs when it's already on YouTube. So, I have to appreciate anybody who comes on for the community. And that's, again, actually, these are 3 good balls from Oldeen. Only 1 run's gone off it. Again, full, straight. Too much pace for Webster. He goes for the big heave-ho, but Oldeen put too much pace on that one. Positive Mindset says, excited for the day-night game between Talawas and Royals. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to watch it. I'll know what's going on. But I don't know if I'll be watching it. Yeah, they've just put up Oldeen's speed meter, 146 kilometers per hour. It was his fastest delivery so far. He's putting some real zip on these deliveries. Yeah, Fireball, respect you. Like I say, anybody who comes here, I appreciate it, because ultimately it's on YouTube, So those of you who are watching the game on YouTube, how are you doing? What? I don't understand. So you come in here to put some comments in, and you're watching on YouTube at the same time, and then watching this on YouTube. How are you managing the 2 feeds? Obviously, some of us are watching it on whatever our TV provider is. Anyway, the mystery free hit ball is now early doors. It's the last ball of Oldeen's over. It's a mystery free hit. What can Tion Webster do with it? And he can slap it away to the boundary for 4. So he cashes in. A rare cash in on the mystery free hit ball. So he slaps away to 4 for 4. Harsh on Oldeen, because that was a good over, and he gets licked down with the mystery free hit. And TKR are 27 without loss. I do like this mystery free hit ball. I do think it's a good innovation. But if any of you have watched my previous watch-alongs, what I've said is to make it more exciting, the mystery free hit should be worth double. Whatever you get, you hit a 6, it becomes 12. You hit a 4, it becomes 8. It's a dot. A 2 is a 4. It just puts a bit more emphasis on the importance of the mystery free hit ball. You know what I mean? Anyways. So, what's happened to this brother's hair? I swear this guy's 20. So now what's going on? When I looked up this brother yesterday, they told me his age was 20 or 19. So Waqar Salam Kiel, the Afghani leg wrist spinner, comes on. My man's got a big bald spot. Now, he could have an issue with his hair, but I looked him up yesterday because I've never even heard of this guy. And they said he's 20 years old. So is it just that he's got an issue with his hair? Because my man's hair is looking like he's a 35-year-old veteran. Oh, where's he running to? Who knows about this Waqar guy? My man is looking like a veteran out here. I swear to God. Is this the same guy I was looking at yesterday? Waqar. Where is this brother? I was looking him up yesterday. This can't be the guy. Nah. Guyana being catfished. Waqar Salim Kiel, 20 years old, from Kabul, Afghanistan. My man is looking older than me out there. What's going on? If he's 20, then I'm 17. You know, they didn't even try and cheat a little bit and just say he's 29. They said 20. Listen, this is the commentary you're gonna get on Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Anyways, back to the game. TKR are on 31 without loss after 22 overs. Waqar has actually bowled well. Of course, he's bowled well. He's talented. He's gone for 4 runs off 5 balls. 4 runs off 5 balls. Final ball of his over, and it's another single. Well bowled Waqar, however old you actually are. 5 runs off the over. This is really slow going from TKR. Now, so this is an example. So TKR are 32 without loss. They haven't unlocked the floating power play. They've already had their mystery free hit. Now, the last time they showed me the dugout, Akil Hussain was padded up. Dre Russ now surely has to be padded up. But they've already faced what? How many overs have they already faced? 6 overs? No, 4 overs. They've already faced 4 overs. There's only 6 overs to go, or 36 balls to go. You can't not have Dre coming next now. Sure, what do you not agree? It has to be Dre next. Whoever gets out. Tim Seifert has to get himself out. You can't be 5 runs off 9 balls after 24 balls have already gone. Him and Webster, they're batting like this is a 50-over game. That's not to take anything away from the guy and he's bowling. So Permol comes on. I don't think Permol's that good a white ball bowler. They should target this over. Seifert tries to. Ooh, is he run out or is he right? Okay, so Seifert tried to tickle that one fine. He does not. He doesn't beat the man at fine leg. He'd already gone on a run. I think he gets back in. He turned round and had to dive back in. But did Clarkson break the bells before he got back in? Oh no, he's just in. He's just in. Seifert just gets back in. If I was TKR, I'd wish that Seifert was out though, but he's in. As Carlos says, it's now the stage of the game where you hit out or get out or run yourself out. They're still looking, but he's in. He's in by like a few millimeters. Then they can't give that out. He's in. Right, they've given that not out, but TKR should have wished he was out. Right, Seifert advances down the wicket. That deflects, I think, off the umpire's foot. The man runs in off the boundary, and they can only run one. Yeah, this is really poor. This is really sedate here. Sorry, I've been missing some points. Again, Webster can't do anything with that other than shovel it down the ground. This is really bad. The current run rate is 7.56, but this is T10. They've not hit any sixes yet. We're 27 balls into the TKR innings. They've not hit any sixes. Right. Now, Seifert does go after this one. All he does is go sky high. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Which brother is that? Is that Beaton? Oh, my God. Everybody must be cussing. Guyana cussing. Although maybe Guyana aren't cussing because it keeps Seifert in. So Seifert, or is it Webster? Seifert tries to take Permo on. He catches the toe end of the bat, goes sky high, loops up. The man at maybe deep fine leg came in to try and grab it and spills it. It was an easy catch, runs for Beaton, spills it. 2 grabs at it, 3 grabs at it, spills it. Seifert stays in, and that's probably for the best, all things told, for the Amazon Warriors. Permo bowled a wide there. So still 2 more balls to go of this over. This is so painstaking. Oh my God, this is rubbish. Webster shovels that one out to the man coming in off the boundary. 1 run. This is really bad. TKR are 37 without loss. 1 more ball to go from Permo's over. Seifert advances down the wicket, slaps that one, and oh my God, that was awful. Chemo Paul comes in off the boundary to save it and then just pushes it over the boundary. Bad cricket. Real bad cricket. Anyways, it's a welcome 4 for TKR. 41 without loss after 30 balls. We're at the halfway stage, and they are going to switch over and bowl from the other end. Right. So I think if it's not already clear, the instructions at the halfway stage should be hit out or get out. There's only 30 more balls to go. Generally speaking, certainly within the men's 60, you get over 100 and you're probably going to win the game. So TKR need to go some. Yeah, Tashan, obviously Shafane hit his 4 sixes. But look, if you look at the Saint Lucia Kings squad for the 60, it's poor, isn't it? It's a weak squad. So I think they're just performing to the norm given what their squad is. I didn't even notice that, Michael. 12 extras in this 41 without loss. That's how bad this has been for TKR in terms of only getting to 41. They've hardly got any runs off the bat. Anyways, Aldine Smith comes in for his second over. Webster goes after him, catches the toe end of the bat, beats the perimeter, 4 runs. Maybe the message has got down to Webster and Seifert that you have to hit out. There's no more juking off the ball. You've got to hit out at this stage. Nothing's being achieved by like shoveling it down the ground and so on and so forth. That 4 didn't go anywhere near where Webster expected, but a 4's a 4. Yeah, Sanjay agrees, to be honest. Remember, TKR, no Puran, no Narain, no Pollard. Like, this is... And to be honest, I prefer this. This, for me, and Santoki and I are going to do a video on the 60 when the tournament ends. I think we're going to I'll probably do one for the Caribbean Cricket Podcast YouTube channel, and then we're going to do one for West Indies on 99.94 in a bit more detail. But fundamentally, the 60, TKR are doing the right thing. Saint Lucia Kings are doing the right thing. Right, this flat-batted and Has he caught that this time? And this time out. Seifert's out. Hemraj takes a good catch running backwards, or with the ball coming over his head. And that's the first wicket. It's 46 for 1. Oldene Smith has bowled well, in fairness. He probably deserves that wicket. Andre Russell should be the next batter. If it's not Andre Russell, then I actually don't know what TKR are doing in terms of if they want to win this match. So they're 46 for 1 of 33 balls. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's a no ball. Wait, hold on. No, is it when it first plants? I think they're going to give this a no ball. Wait, Oldene might have overstepped here, people. I think this is going to be a no ball. Again, TKR should be vexed because they need Seifert out. Seifert ain't on anything right about now. Now, they're doing a... Wait, it's not a no ball. Is it a no ball or not? What's going on here? Sorry, people. I'm still waiting for them to clarify if that was out or not. Have they given it out? It looks like they have given it out. So it was out. It's not a no ball. And TKR 46 for 1 of 33 balls. I thought they'd given that a no ball, but we've gone to an advert. So I presume that they've said that Seifert is out. That was a woeful innings from Seifert. Match losing innings, 11 of 14 balls, 1-4, strike rate of 78. And coming to the crease is who now? Who is this now? Oldene has bowled well the last few games for... It is Andre Russell, by the way. Oldene has bowled well the last few games for West Indies. So it's good to see him continue the form for his franchise as well, the Amazon Warriors. Right, so I say that. I mean, that's unlucky. Oldene bowls it probably on the 5th stump line. Got a bit of zip on it, but now he's bowling to Dre Russ. Dre Russ just flings the bat at that and manages to get an edge. Or was it who is? No, sorry, say Dre Russ. That was Webster. Webster just flings the ball at that, bat at that. Sorry, and manages to get an edge that goes fine for 4 more runs. So Smith's second over has gone 4-1 wicket .4. Final ball of his over. TKR are 50. The 50 is up for 1. Webster again goes after that. Smith has bowled that hard into... It's that hard length from Oldene Smith, hard into the pitch. Webster can't get on top of the bounce. Oldene's bowled well. That's his... Wait, what's going on here? Are they checking something again? That's 2 good overs from Oldene Smith. You have to rate it. You have to rate and respect it. He bowled well in the first game as well. I'm just checking that they're not double-checking something here again. He's out. Shimron's speaking to the umpire about something. What's going on here? I'm just double-checking if he's out or not. There's a conversation going on. Because I don't have the commentators on. Oh, there's another review going on here. Is this a no ball? Well, that's not a no ball. The one before was a no ball and it wasn't given. That one isn't a no ball. What type of foolishness is going on out there now? That can't be a no ball because the one before was a no ball and it wasn't given. So what are they checking now? Yeah, so it's not a no ball. So 50 for 2 of 36 balls. Oldene Smith, the wicket taker, figures of 2 for... Was it 2 for 11 or 2 for 12? 2 for... I'm going to say 2 for 11 until I see the scorecard. 2 for 11 off his... No, wait a minute. What's going on here? Webster's still standing at the boundary line. He's not yet walked off the pitch. So, sorry, people. I thought they'd given it out. It looks like they're still reviewing it because Webster's actually not walked off the pitch yet. He's standing on the boundary line, still waiting for some instructions. If he is out, now he's being given out. And that was a long piece of cricket there. So anyways, Oldene Smith, 2 overs, 2 for 11. Excellent bowling from him. Webster, 27 runs from 22 balls. I mean, it's a strike rate of 122, but that was a bit of a torturous innings as well. So TKR have 4 overs remaining. And they have Dre Russ, and I would assume it's Akil Hussain who will have come out. to join him. So, anyways, there was a point I was making prior to that piece of drama. My view is that teams should be using the 60 to give as much development time to younger players and players on the fringes. So you see how like Leonardo Julian is playing for TKR today. That's a good thing. Tion Webster may well play in their full strength side. I don't know, but it shouldn't be about playing your established stars. So the way how Saint Lucia Kings are playing all these kind of, I don't want to say no names, the way how St. Kitts are playing Jaden Carmichael, etc. I think these yesterday the Barbados Royals played a guy who I'm tipping to be one of the next future stars of West Indies cricket, Ramon Simmons. That's what the 60 should be for. I think leave your main players for the CPL. I think 60 should offer some more developmental opportunities. So as much as like Guyana's team is strong, but I would have liked to have seen them give a few more developmental spots for some players in this 60, if you catch my drift. So anyways, the 20-year-old Don is back, and he's already bowled 2 balls of his second over, and they've gone for dot and 1. Yeah, Carlos, I agree. A lot of time for Odin, humble, hardworking youth with a lot of heart. He needs a mentor to maximize his potential. He's definitely improved in the last month or so, and I hope that continues. He himself admits that he needs to work on his fitness and stuff, so we shall see. Anyway, bowled him. So it was Akil Hussain, and he's gone. First ball. Wakar takes out his middle stump, bamboozles Akil Hussain, and Akil Hussain has to walk back. It's 51 for 3 after 39 balls. It looks like TKR may get bowled out again today. Yeah, bit of drift. Akil plays the wrong line, and the 20-year-old Don has a wicket. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. I was thinking that yesterday about if you do something like take a Akil up and then the 6 wickets go, someone's just playing the game to field. So, yes, I think some of the teams haven't quite worked out how to play the format. I thought that about TKR yesterday with how they used Dre Russ. Was like, you lot don't really know what you're doing. And what was the game today? Kitts versus who did they beat again? Saint Lucia. The way Saint Lucia were playing it, I was like, do you lot even know that this is T10? So I think some of the teams are trying to work out how, because remember the squads that they've got, they initially got for CPL T20. And now they're having to use the large majority of those same squads for T10. If these teams had drafted a T10 team, would they be picking the same set of players? Do you see what I mean? So I think some teams have got players better suited for this format than others. Anyways, Wakar comes in. It's another good delivery. And Terence Hines can't do anything about that. Squeezes it out to the man. Squeezes it out to the man at backward point. This innings is going nowhere for TKR. TKR now just have to hope that Andre Russell can hit some sixes because this innings ain't going nowhere. Right. Anyways, Terence Hines goes after that one, but can only drill it down to the man on the boundary. The man long off, I should say. And they take 1 run. Right, Salim Kiel, 1 more ball of his allotted overs. He's gone for 1 for 7 off 11 balls. Much like Odin Smith, some fantastic bowling going on out there. Let's see what Andre Russell can do. He's only faced 2 balls so far. He's got to defend that as well. Bowled again from the 20-year-old Don. It's another dot. So the 20-year-old Donny bowls out his 2 overs for 7 runs. And TKR are 52 for 3 with only 3 overs remaining or 18 balls. This is really poor. Yeah, Michael, sorry, I'm saying you're right. I'm not saying that teams should have drafted another team for this T10 tournament because it's 5-day fit cricket, like it's curry goat cricket. But the point I was making is that if these teams theoretically had to have drafted a T10 side, some of these teams wouldn't have picked the squad that they've currently got, if you see what I mean. So some of the teams are unbalanced because it's T20 players having to adjust to T10's a completely different format of cricket. I think some people think it's just T20 but shorter, but you have to be able to go from ball one in T10, and some of these players don't have that ability. Virush says, do you see any future for this format in internationals? Yeah, I can see it being in the Olympics. I think if the Olympics, if cricket does go to the Olympics, I think it'll be T10. That will be the format that gets it. Right, so from Romario Shepherd into the attack, first ball, dot. Terence Hines, Dre Russ, ducks under the bouncer. Yeah, Michael, Terence Hines didn't bat or bowl yesterday. That's one of the reasons why I think he's in now, by the way. Sorry, to Sean, I'm going to come back to this question. I hadn't forgotten it. Anyways, Romario comes back in. That's wide. He'll have to reload that one. Right, so one interesting question from Mash. Tomorrow, Indian time of BBL draft. Which West Indies players do you see getting picked up? The usual, Pollard, Bravo, if they're in the draft. Narayan, if he's in the draft. Dre Russ. So those four definitely, if they're all in the draft. And then once you're looking outside the GOATs, if they're in the draft, Puran and Hetmeyer will get a gig. Dominic Drakes might get a gig if he's in the draft. Akil Hussain, I reckon, might get a gig. Anyways, Dre Russ goes after that. I don't think he's got enough on that. Oh, it's a drop. Well, it's not. I can't call that a drop. Shea Holt comes in off the boundary. So Dre catches that on the toe end of the bat. He tries to pull Romario out of the ground. Shea comes running in from the boundary. I mean, Shea's going to be one of the better fielders in this Guyana side. So if he can't catch that, then I'm going to say that's not a drop. But let me see now. Yes, it is a drop. It is a drop because I thought it'd gone like parallel to the ground, but actually it went into Shea's chest. He's actually, if anything, Shea's overrun it. So that's a drop. Dre catches a life. And so Terence Hines just flings the bat at the next ball, gets a thick edge. It goes through the wicketkeeper. Should Klaassen have caught that? I mean, it goes through the wicketkeeper. It goes between his gloves. I don't know if it went too quick, no, that's harsh. Sorry. It went over the wicketkeeper. I thought it went through him. It went over him. And that's a welcome four. I think we're at that stage of the innings now where I get it. Hines and Russell just saying, you know what, just fling the bat. Just fling the bat at deliveries because, and it's Romario Shepherd, so you might as well fling the bat. Next one, flings the bat. And he can only hook that and plugs into the outfield. Holt comes in off the boundary, 1 run. Puts Dre Russ back on strike. So TKR 59 for 3 off 46 balls, 2 overs left of Romario Shepherd's, 2 balls left, of Romario Shepherd's over. Sorry, I haven't said this once during the course of this live. If you're in here, like, subscribe, share, become a patron, go to our website, CaribbeanCricketPodcast.com. Dre Russ tries to flat bat that out the ground, doesn't get anything on. No, just, I don't know what happened there. Did he get off the splice? Either way, no run. Yeah, sorry, and you can see the tag. Sorry, not the tag. Sorry, people. You should be able to see the. Sorry, I'm just watching this. You should be able to see the floating ticker tape below. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Carib Cricket. Right, Dre got right. So Romario tries to bowl a bouncer. Dre reads that and essentially hooks that fine. Takes on the short ball, hooks it fine for 4. That's the end of Romario Shepherd's over. He ends his day's work, 2 overs, none for 16. It was, I say hooks it. Dre caught the toe end of the bat. There's a lot of catching the toe end of the bat here, but it works for Dre. He gets a 4, and TKR are 63 for 6 with 2 overs to go. Dre Russ is on 6 of 7. Terence Hines is on 6 of 4. TKR don't have enough. They don't have enough. Like I don't. They're gonna have to go after someone. Oh, is that a no ball for height? No. Sorry. Why are they looking at this? I don't know why they looked at that. Oh, they were just looking at the fact he just got 6. Sorry, ignore me, people. Anyway, so Permol's back. This is the over they have to target. Dre Russ on strike. Dre Russ blasts it out the ground. Yeah, this was always going to be the over they target. I think when Permol bowled his first over, I don't know if any of you remember me saying I don't think Permol's a good white ball cricketer. He's all right. He's passable, but I wouldn't call him anything special in white ball cricket. Certainly not as much as he is in red ball cricket. And Dre Russ treats him with no respect and launches him out the ground for a 6, just stand and deliver. However, he does treat the second ball with respect and pats that back down a wicket. So TKR 69 for 3. Dre is on 12 off 9. You would imagine he's going to try and target Permol for some more 6s during the course of this over. 50 of you, yet goes after him, doesn't get enough on that, can only shovel it to the man. Can only shovel that to the man coming in off the deep square leg boundary. And that puts Terence Hines back on strike. So 70 for 3. They haven't got enough. They need to get as close to 100 as they can. Terence Hines backs away to leg stump, but again, he can only shovel that one to the man at cow corner. 1 run. So Permol, good comeback after being licked down for 6 off his first ball. What will Dre Russ do? 2 more balls to go. That's wide. That's a gimme. That's a gimme from Permol there. Another extra to the total. 14 extras. Guyana have given up here, so he's going to reload his 5th ball of the over. That's much better. Bowled on a middle and leg line, and Dre can only pat that out for no run. So 54 of you in the live, or well, there was, and that says 46. Big up anybody who jumps into these lives. Yesterday, we reached a high of, I think, 89 at one point in time. Do press like, do press subscribe. Dre, the last ball of that over, and again, plays down to Cal for a... Does he even run the single? No, did he run that? I don't think Dre ran the single. He didn't run it because he'll want to keep strike. Right, so Dre didn't run it. He's asked for a change of bat. He didn't run the single because I suspect he'll want to keep strike for the final 6 balls, which makes some sense. Who will Guyana give that final over to? It'll probably have to go to Ronsford Beaton. This could be a licks over. So 72 for 3, 6 more balls to go. This has been really sedate watching from TKR here. 6 balls to go. Can Dre produce some fireworks in the final 6 balls of this over? They've got nowhere near enough. VRush 26 says, I like the whole new approach of 6 wickets per innings. Yeah, I agree. Rather than the traditional 10, it makes a perfect balance between bat and ball rather than batters just sogging. Yeah, I agree. And it's just really interesting, VRush, because when the 60 format was announced, you immediately had all these like traditionalists going, oh, this is more of the same foolishness and nonsense. They're killing cricket. And I just looked at the innovations that they had, mystery free hit, unlock another power play, 6 wickets and your innings is over. And I just thought, I can work with that. Because for anybody like me who's been watching the majority of this tournament, the games are over quick. It just moves along quickly. There's no dead time. And it's not taken away. Anyways, it's Ronsford Beaton who's in, and Dre Russ manages to work that down to them. Does he take... He does have to run the single for that one. Sorry, Dre Russ worked that down to the man at deep square leg. And they take 1 run. So Dre decided to keep the strike. And, well, now he doesn't have it. So, yeah, V-Rush, I'm with you. Sorry. So what can Terence Hines do? There's only 5 balls remaining. TKR are 73 for 3. Ronsford Beaton. Guyana bowled really well. Or on the flip side, TKR haven't batted that well. Right, Hines goes after him. I think he's got enough on that. He has. That's a 6. Straight down the ground, 6. That's a welcome 6 for TKR. That moves them to 79 for 3. 4 more balls to go. Can they get a score over 90? I don't think they could. Even if they get a score over 90, I don't think they can defend it. But it would at least give them something to defend. So they're 79 for 3. 4 more balls to go. They'll want more of what Hines just did to beat them there. So a couple more 6s, certainly, if not that, a few boundaries. 1-4, 1-6 for Terence Hines. He moves in so far. Hines goes again, runs for beaten, goes full. He goes straight, but he's licked down the ground. Straight back over his head, straight back down the ground. It's a back-to-back 6s. Back-to-back 6s for Terence Hines. And all of a sudden, TKR, whose innings was going absolutely nowhere. I mean, it's still going nowhere, but some late resistance, 85 for 3. 3 more balls to go. Can Terence Hines pull off some more 6s or a couple more 4s? Runs for beatens under the pump here. So he's gone he's gone 1, 6, 6. What's happening for the 4th ball? Beaten looking a bit stressed. It's a full toss and 4. So it's some waist high full toss. They might even want to check that for height. I mean, Hines guides that brilliantly through. Should that have been taken? That's the question. I want to see the replay of that. Shimron Hetmeyer was at backward point. Should he have taken this catch? I think it's I mean, he's guided it through. No, it wasn't Hetmeyer. Who is that? Is that Wakar? The camera was on Hetmeyer because Hetmeyer was just putting his hand to his head because it was a drop. It went straight through Wakar's hands at a backward point. That should have been caught. Hines gets a boundary. He moves to 23 off 8 balls. That was poor. 89-3. 5th ball. Beaten back in. Hines goes after that. And has he nicked it behind to Klaassen? Yes, he has. He's got a thin edge on it. Nicks it behind to Klaassen. Beaten gets a wicket. Hines has done his job, though. 23 off 9 balls. He's given TKR something to think about. Prasanna will come in to face the last ball. Eaton gets a wicket. He probably deserves it. What a wicket. He should have got a wicket the ball before if it wasn't for the drop from or poor fielding from Wakar. So it's 89 for 4. 1 more ball to go. What can Tashan will tell me that I've pronounced it wrong. What's his full name again? Prasanna. Prasanna's surname, sorry. I'm going to say Sikuj Prasanna. Have I pronounced it wrong, Tashan? Anyways, he will come in to face the last ball. So, Cricket for Americans was in here. Big up Cricket for Americans. CPL's not started yet. This is the 60, the 5-day FET cricket before CPL. So, basically, in essence, it's more or less the same squads, the same CPL squads. Most of them have got 1 or 2 replacement players. People. So, the TV cameras have come back. Prasanna. The innings is over. We didn't even see it. Prasanna basically hooks Beaton's last ball away for 6. We didn't even get to see it. They're now just showing us the replay. Prasanna hooked it over the boundary at deep square leg. That's a great end to the innings. So they take 23 off the final over. TKR end on 95 for 4. It shouldn't be enough. I think this is definitely something. This is definitely a ground that you can chase 100 runs on. But psychologically, that end to the over. Sorry, people just. Psychologically, the end to the over should mean that TKR might think they're in the game. So, Tim Seifert, 11 of 14. Tion Webster, 27 of 22. Dre Russ, 14 of 13. He remains not out. Akil Hussain, Golden Duck, 0. Terence Hines, 23 of 9. And Sekunj Prasanna 6 off 1. 14 extras in that innings, and the Knight Riders end on 95 for 4. Sorry, so people, as usual, I should just go through the bowling figures. So everyone who I'm about to say bowled 2 overs. Shepherd, none for 16. Ronsford Beaton, 1 for 36. Odean Smith, the standout, 2 for 11. Wakar Salim Kiel, 1 for 7. He was excellent with his wrist spin. And Vasami Permol, none for 18. So Odean Smith again showing why there is so much promise and why people believe he can go far. So people, you know how I'm going to do now. We're at the break. It's usually like a 10-minute break between innings. If you're watching the timer, so I joined with about 5 minutes to go. So again, the innings is over in under 50 minutes. I can get behind this. So people, I'm going to come off the screen for 10 minutes. Obviously, the live will stay open. If you are still in the live, press like, press subscribe if you're new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. If you're not new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, well, you're already a supporter, so big up yourself. But if you are new, press like, press subscribe. It helps with the algorithms, blah, 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 blah. I'll be back in 10 minutes, going to grab some juice, take a bit of a break, and I'll leave the screen up so you know I'll be back. Chat to yourselves in the chat, and I shall be back to see if the Guyana Amazon Warriors can chase down 96 runs to win in the curry chicken curry derby. Just before I go, Quincy, you can watch it on Willow. It's showing on Willow in the United States, Sportsmax in the Caribbean, but it's also on YouTube, on the CPL's YouTube page. I believe they're showing it live there. So some people are watching it there and they're coming into this for the chat, because on the CPL YouTube page, all you've got is porn bots saying what they always say in like the chats on YouTube. So some people come here for the community chat whilst watching it live on the CPL YouTube page. So do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Nikita says, Guyana Amazon, we love you guys. Well, I love Jamaica Tallawahs, but we can love Guyana Amazon Warriors too. In India, Tashan, it's on fan code. So I think the CPL YouTube channel will just be for certain geographical regions, but for India, it's already syndicated to fan code. And if you're in the UK, obviously, it's on BT Sport. Sorry, Michael says it's on the 60 YouTube page if you are not in a covered region. Yeah. So if your region is already covering it, so fan code has it in India, so you're not going to get on YouTube. Okay. Fan code teeth's enough of the cricket these days, man. All right, so people, yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Big up everyone who's in the chat. Play a bit of music, and I shall be back soon once we have the restart from the interval. Big up your. Yes, people, I'm back. The players are back. Can Guyana chase this down? 67 of you in the live. Big up yourselves. If you're new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, do like, share, subscribe, press the bell notification. I just went on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast analytics page and I've seen that just based on this live today, we've had an increase in subscribers. So big up anybody who must have pressed the subscription button at some point during the course of that first innings. Big up yourselves. So we're currently on 2,738 subscribers. Road to 3K, something like that. Anyways, I believe that's what you're supposed to say. Road to 3K, people. Help me get on the road to 3K. Anyways, can Guyana Amazon Warriors chase this down? 96 to win. TKR plundered 23 runs off the final over from runs for beaten, which has given them something to defend. Let's see if the Amazon Warriors can chase this down. 71 of you in the live. Press like, press subscribe. Share this. Follow the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. You can see the ticker tape at the bottom. You can find where we are, Twitter, Instagram. Go to our website, CaribbeanCricketPodcast.com. Become a fan. Become a supporter. Do your thing. Anyways, let's get into it. Time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Let's play, people. Let's play. What can Guyana do? Who's taken the ball? I think it's the captain, Ravi Rampal, has taken the ball. He only came on to bowl really late on yesterday. I think he came on in like the 7th or 6th over. But he's taken the ball from the front today, Ravi, and he starts with a dot. Chandapur Hemraj. Oh, sorry. I saw it was a dot, but they ran on the overthrow. I thought they didn't, but they ran on the overthrow. So Hemraj is on strike. And he is opening with Shea Hope, by the way. I would assume Guyana aren't going to open with Hemraj and Hope in CPL. Anyways, Hope was on strike. And Hope slaps that one down to the man at deep point for a single. 2 runs. Sorry, 2 runs, as in Guyana are 2 without loss. So one way that Guyana can easily win this game is if they unlock the floating power play. But they've used up 2 of the 12 balls to unlock it. No 6s yet. Hemraj back on strike. And Hemraj has to respect that one. He dabs it down for a quick single. 3 without loss after 3 balls. The savvy Ravi Rampal. Nouse. I would argue that Ravi Rampal is still a better bowler than some of the bowlers who are in the West Indies T20 side. But let me not speak too much on that because they'll come for me if I try and say something like that. Yeah, Jeremy, good point. Hope tries to go after that next delivery, but he can only slap that to the man mid-off. No run. Yeah, sorry, Jeremy, good point. It'll be Paul Sterling. So Paul Sterling you would assume, will open. You would assume that Hope doesn't play in the CPL side because you'll notice that Henrik Klaasen has been keeping for Guyana in the 60. So there's no guarantee that Hope gets a play. Right, Hope goes after that one from Rampal. I think it's gone too high in the sky. Dre Russ is underneath it. Dre Russ takes the catch. Hope goes for 1. That's the first wicket. Captain Ravi Rampal strikes, and Guyana are 3 for 1 after 5 balls. Dre Russ was positioned at long on, and he just has, or was he on mid on? I think he was at mid on actually, and he has a simple task of just settling under the ball, takes the tumbling catch. Ravi Rampal has bowled just on the spot from ball 1, as you would expect him to do. Shea Hope tried to maximize and get, I assume, like a 6, like the key to unlock, to try and unlock the floating power play, but all he achieves is an out. You don't get a 6. And yes, I thought I'd blocked the spammer. Is the spammer still there? I thought I blocked. No, what's going on? I thought I blocked the spammer. Oh my goodness. Let me know if the spammer's still there, people. I thought I'd blocked the spammer. Spammer's trying to defeat me, Nah, no chance. He can't defeat me out here. Who's the spammer? Is the spammer still there? No, I blocked them. Let me know. Let me know, please. Is the spammer still there? Anyways, last ball of Ravi's over, and Hemraj dabs it down and runs a quick single. That's the end of Ravi's over. 4 runs off it. 4 runs off it, and that's a good over from the captain of the Trinbago Knight Riders. Interestingly, Ravi is not in Trinbago Knight Riders CPL side, and I would have said that Ravi was still good enough to be in a CPL side, but obviously they've just used him for T10. He just secured a bag as well. Where did Ravi secure the bag? I wonder if it's in that Dubai T10 thing. He secured a recent bag somewhere, but I can't remember where it is. Somebody let me know if they know. I think it's in that Dubai league, not the T20 one, the T10 one. But someone let me know. Anyways, Jaden Seals is going to take the new ball with Ravi Rampal. I say new ball. Jaden Seals is going to open the bowling with Ravi Rampal. Was it a T20 bag, Jeremy? I thought it was T10, Good for Ravi, though. Good for Ravi. I thought it was a T10 bag that he'd secured, but good for him for getting that T20 bag. Right, so Seals, Henrik Klassen is the new batter. Well bowled by well bowled by Seals. Klassen defends it and it nearly rolls back onto the stumps, but Klassen makes sure that doesn't take place. But immediately on the money by Jaden Seals. So we'll see. Still, Guyana still haven't hit any 6s. 2 6s will unlock the power play. They've just spanned in on the Guyana Amazon Warriors dugout, and John Campbell is there. Interestingly, he's awaiting what's going to happen from the hearing that he had recently over the drugs charge. Anyways, next ball, Henrik Klassen moves across to the offside, and he just helps that ball. Jaden Seals bowled it on the middle and leg line, and Klassen gave himself room and then just hooks it, paddles it behind him. Fine for 4 runs. The Warriors are 8-4-1. It's interesting seeing Jaden Seals bowl in this format. I'm not convinced he's necessarily got the game for, and I mean that with full respect. I don't know if he's got the game for this format, but it will help his development all the same. Help him with variations and so on and so forth. Anyways, next one, Klassen dabs that down. Man runs in off the boundary, and they can only run 1. Right. So Jeremy says that Ravi is in the KKR sister team in the UAT20 league. Of course, right. So he doesn't get the TKR bag in CPL. They just make sure he gets the KKR bag in the UAE league and said, this is where cricket's going though, people. The game is the game. This is what's happening with cricket. You're looking there, people are looking after their peoples, isn't it? Once you're in the family, you're in the family. Anyways, next ball. Hemraj, poor fielding. So Hemraj whips that down. He whips that one down to the man at deep point, Kari Pierre, but Kari Pierre does not pick that up on the first attempt, and it allows them to run through for 2 runs. Should have been kept down to a single. So they're showing the replay on Shea Hope's dismissal, and they're articulating that Hope lost his shape when he went for that big hit. Oh, now is this out? Seals tucks Hemraj up, and he's gone. Hemraj tries to play that off his hips. He gets himself in the wrong position. He can only play that high in the air. Scoops it high in the air, and the wicketkeeper is able to just stand underneath that, Tim Seafer, and that's the second wicket. Remember, people, remember only 6 wickets, So that's the second wicket gone for Guyana Amazon Warriors. What I like about this format is when you've lost 2 or 3 wickets, you can't just keep going. I think it was Michael who made the point earlier on. I don't know if he's still in the live. Once you've lost 2 to 3 wickets, you can't just treat the format like, well, I'm just going to come out and just lick runs, because all of a sudden, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, yeah, I'm here to lick runs, but if we keep losing wickets, our innings might actually be over. So I wonder if this good on Cricket West Indies for creating the format, because will another T10 tournament now try to teeth the rule? Because now technically it's a copyright of the 60, if you see what I mean. 6 wickets and your team is all out. I like that. I like that rule. Who likes that rule? I think it's a decent rule. It balances up the play somewhat between the batting and the bowling sides. Anyways, Hemraj is gone. So Shimron Hetmeyer, the golden child, is in. Yes, Carlos. Good point. Good point, Carlos. I was thinking this yesterday, and when Zantoki and I do the video on the 60, that's the only thing I was thinking. It's all going well saying, okay, so 60 balls and you swap sides after 30 and 6 wickets and you're all out and mystery power play. But there's nothing really in it fielding wise. I think there is a rule which I haven't heard them talk about much. I swear one of the rules is if you don't complete your overs, like all the 9 overs by a certain amount of time, you have to bring everybody in for the 10th. But I don't think any side has been punished with that yet. So yeah, there's certainly, I think, Carlos, they've shown enough in this is game 5 for the men. The women have had 4 games. They've shown enough for me to think, okay, I can see this working. And because Cricket West Indies own this, what I presume Cricket West Indies and CPL might try to do is then you take the 60 format to another country. Do you see what I mean? Because they own the trademark, so they can bring the 60 to, I don't know, Zimbabwe. I don't know, just say somewhere random and say, come, you got 6 teams? Come, we do a little thing over here. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to try and do in the coming years with the 60. Sorry, Tashan, we've gone from 2.72k subs to 2.74k. Yes, big up anybody who's pressed the subscription button today for Caribbean Cricket Podcast. What I didn't know, people, because anyone who's been with us from the early days, we have no great plans with the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We just do our thing. We try and interview the stakeholders. We do West Indies on 99.94 DM. On Jared Kimber's podcast network. If you don't know about that, go take a listen to our stuff there. The new episode actually is out today, where we talk about the implications of the future tour program on West Indies cricket. But with our YouTube channel, we only genuinely started taking this seriously 1 year ago, in terms of actually trying to put lots of content on it. But we're not tech savvy. We're really not tech savvy. So it's been really kind of organic and painstaking almost in trying to work out what people want to see. And it took somebody, I don't know who, once suggested to me, do some watchalongs. I didn't even realize that watchalongs was a thing. I didn't realize people cared about watching along with anything. And but I have to big up the people, I have to big up the people who come on the watch along, contribute, are part of the community, and anybody who presses subscribe, big up yourselves, everybody. Anyways, Terence Hines. Oh, that's an LBW shout. That's going down leg, but it's worth the shout all the same, because you don't know if the umpire might give you a teeth out. They can't review that one, though. Warriors are 14 for 2 off 13 balls. Terence Hines, the new bowler, has gone for 1 and a dot so far. I thought this might be an easy chase. Easy kind of chase for the Warriors. But based on the first 13 balls, it's looking kind of sticky for them. Oh, someone's put a super chat. Who's this? Cricket for Americans. Thank you for the super chat, Cricket for Americans. We still haven't done our hookup, in terms of YouTube hookup. Appreciate you, CCP. Love the content. Like and subscribe to CCP. Let's hope the Royals can compete this CPL season. Is that your side? Is that your side? I didn't realise. Cricket for Americans is saying that the Royals is the side. Why is the Royals your side? I'd love to know why why is the Royals your side? I want to know who's. In fact, everyone tell me who their side is for CPL. Thank you, though, Cricket for Americans. Much appreciated. Oh, sorry, I didn't even. Oh, sugar, I looked at it and I didn't even put it up on the screen. Sorry, people. I saw it and didn't even. Sorry, people. I saw it and thought you lot were seeing it on the screen. So thank you, Cricket for Americans. I was reading that out without anybody else seeing it on the screen. So there's the actual comment. And thank you, like I say, for the super chat. If you'd like to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast and you're not a patron, one way to do so is through the super chat. You can do it for like $1, £1, or whatever your currency is. Speaking of America, though, and Cricket for Americans, and Simran Hetmeyer slaps that one down the ground, but he can only find Andre Russell at long off. Yeah, speaking of America, though, this weekend, people, if you don't know, is the minor league cricket finals. It's finals weekend. If you don't know, so Saturday and Sunday, the two conferences, East and Western Conference, I think it is, and then the finals on Sunday. We are covering it on 99.94, I believe. Minor league cricket is showing it on YouTube as well. There's been some fantastic cricket going on in minor league cricket this year. So if you're somebody who's interested in that, I do suggest you get a watch of some of the games or listen to the radio commentary this weekend if you're interested in that. Anyways, sorry, I've been missing a lot of comments. Sorry, people. Where are we? Let me go back and see what people are saying. Sorry, people. I'm just trying to find comments. So Tashan says yesterday Guyana lost 4 wickets quickly, but Odin and Hetty smashed it big. Yeah, I mean 3 overs have gone. They're 17 for 2 at the moment. This is, I mean, I thought Trinidad was slow going, and it was. We're yet to see a 6 hit by the Guyanese, but obviously, as Tashan says, they have Odin and they've got Romario Shepherd in the hut. So. But the question is, the issue is Hetty goes after that. I think that's an LBW shout there. I think that's now Hetty falls over. He loses his shape, loses his form. The ball strikes him on his hip as he falls over. I mean, Jaden Seals asks the question, but they just get on with it. So clearly it wasn't an LBW shout. But it looks like they're struggling. It looks like people are struggling to time it out there. They're just showing highlights of Gatika Kadali's hat trick yesterday for TKR women. Anybody who watched that game? Again, Hetty tries to pull that through the covers, doesn't get anything on it. Jaden Seals is bamboozling him at the moment. 17 for 2 off 20 balls, I should say. Yeah, that should be 20 because, off 20 balls. Yeah, if any of you haven't been watching the women's games, they're well worth a watch. That game yesterday between TKR women and I think it was Barbados Royals, really good watch. Really good bowling from the American under-19 Gatika Kadali. Really good game. Next one again, and he's gone. Has he nicked that? He's gone. Hetty goes. Now, Hetty's reviewed it immediately. Jaden Seals bowls it full wide on a kind of 4th stump line. It gets a bit of bounce. And zip on it. Hetty goes for the big shot. Now, Jaden believes that Hetty has toe-ended it behind to Tim Seifert. Everybody went up. All the TKR players went up. Jaden didn't even look back at the umpire. Now, Hetty, however, that's fine. It's not a no ball. Hetty reviewed it instantly. So someone is wrong here. You have to assume that the TKR players heard something because they all went up. But Hetty reviewed immediately. Why did Hetty review unless Hetty... Now, was the sound Hetty's forearm hitting his helmet? Not the... And it was. That's why Hetty reviewed. The sound looks like Hetty hasn't touched that. So the sound I think that the Trini players must have heard was as Hetty's lost his shape and form, he's hit his own helmet. Anyway, so it's not out. It's not out. Hetty survives. Big moment in the match. It's a dot, though. It's a dot ball. It's another dot ball. Hetty's probably wanting to look to hit a boundary or a 6 here because Guyana moving slow out there at the moment. No 6s after 21 balls. No boundary. Have they hit a boundary? Might have hit one boundary. 17 for 2 off 21 balls. Sorry, people, I'm behind in the comments because big up Leah, the German part of the fan base, Guten Tag, is in the house, reported. Big up Leah Schneider. Let's see what Hetty does. Sorry, people, I'm wrapping a sweet here. I think Hetty's going to go for a 4-6 here. Shovels that one and out. Next ball out. That's brilliant from Jaden Seals. You have to. I said that I said that I'm not sure Jaden has the game for T10 cricket, but you have to rate the youngster. This time again, full straight. Hetty tries to shovel it. Tries to shovel it down the leg side, but all he can find is the man at fine leg. Now, is that excellent captaincy? Did Ravi Rampal place the man there and say, this is what Hetty's going to do? It's a good catch from Anderson Phillip. Seals gets his man. Guyana are in big trouble. 3 wickets down. Half their team gone. Remember, only 6 wickets. Only 6 wickets and your team is out. Guyana are 17 for 3. Hetty goes for 2 off 3. And Guyana are 17 for 3 off 22 balls. Looking peak. It's looking peak out there for the Amazon Warriors. Yep, Michael, I have to eat my words. But what that shows, Michael, is that maybe the talent, Jaden Seals is a genuine star boy. But then the thing, Michael, is this. If Seals is a star boy in the white ball game, he's not part of our ODI attack. But then also the problem with that is he's only 20. He's about to turn 21. Is he going to break down? If we put him in all formats of our cricket, we're going to break the young boy down, surely. Do you see what I mean? So it's catch-22 when you have a star boy like Jaden Seals. What do you do with them? How do you help their development without destroying them? Remember, we destroyed Alzari Joseph by making him do everything. And he's only really found his true self in the last year and a half or so. Sorry, Tashan. I see your comments. Sorry, let me go back now. People are telling me go back. Where are we now? Right, so Michael confirms that the rule is you have to bowl your 9 overs within 45 minutes. That's it. Or you lose a fielder. Sorry, that's it. You lose a fielder in the 10th over. I haven't seen it happen yet. Javon says, I think Shea Hope has limited shots. I think there's some validity in that. We spoke about that on the recent West Indies on 99.94 DM show. That was the one I did with Jared. Right, next ball, and again, Jaden Seals over so far. Dot, wicket, dot. What an over. 2 for 9. 2 for 9. Final ball coming up of his second over. Starboy doing his thing. Virush says the only downside of the 60 format is that it gets over in about an hour and a half, which in my opinion is a bit too less for a cricket game. Virush, I would actually argue that's a good thing. So think about it. We are getting... so one of my criticisms of... Not that it's not about IPL, but you'll see my point in a minute. Anyways, next ball, dot. Or is that a wide? Is he going to say wide? What's the umpire saying? They've given a wide. Jaden's going to have to reload that one. 18 for 3 off 23. So here's my issue with some of the... you said IPL, but actually let me say some other leagues, because you could say Big Bash. One of my issue with some of those T20 leagues, and I know this is T10, is 1 game a day. Nobody don't want to see 1 game a day. The game should go quicker, and it should be at minimum 2 games a day. You see what I love about this T10 thing? Jaden Seals, star boy, full, 4/5 stump line. Ingram can't do nothing with that dot. Jaden Seals, second over, dot, wicket, dot, wide, dot. He ends his day's work, 2 overs, 2 for 10. True star boy, making me eat my words about white ball cricket. Guyana are scrambling out here, 18 for 3 off 24 balls. With this T10 format, we're not wasting time. There's no drinks break timeout and some next advert thing. There's no, and now let's needlessly just have the players standing about to waste yet more time. 4 games in a day, that's wicked. So now, as a consumer of cricket, I can look at the fixture list and go, right, I'm going to do a watch along for that game. I might watch this game. I might not watch the other ones, but at least there's games to choose from rather than just being one. There's no excuse for any T20 league to have one game a day. There's no excuse for it. Absolutely no excuse. Just dragging out tournaments for what? Come on, man. Do better than that. Anyways, let's keep it moving. Carlos says, I agree. It's a very attractive and exportable format. I could actually see the power play unlock being adopted by the ICC. Yeah, Carlos, I can see that rule being adopted. I don't know how it works in terms of adopting it. Is it whose intellectual rights is it? But I can see it being adopted. Jeremy's TKR fan. V-Rush is a Guyana fan. Michael says neither team bun curry. Neither team bun curry before they started cooking. Errol is Talawars. Carlos is the Royals. Tashan, Guyana. Don't worry about that, Tashan. You don't have to spend no money, man. So Tashan is Guyana. Cricket for Americans. I choose the Royals for the worst reason ever. They were the Tridents, and I love Aquaman. So there you go. Gabe was smarter and did research. He chose TKR because they had a strong squad and Pollard. I've never heard Aquaman. Is that out? Is that gone? He's gone. Oh my God. What's going on for Guyana? Anderson Phillip into the attack. He basically bowls the exact same 4/5 stump in that channel of uncertainty line as Jaden Seals and Colin Ingram. Or is that Clarkson? I think it's Ingram. Nicks behind to Tim Seifert, and it's another wicket. Yes, Ingram. I don't know what type of shot. No foot movement. Thick outside edge, gone. Guyana are 20 for 4. Complete crumbling here. 20 for 4 of 27 balls. Remember, people, the way the 60 works, when six wickets go, your innings is over. So Guyana are now in a massive catch-22 situation. They're way behind. They have to go for it, but they now only have 2 wickets left to go. You go for it and you take risks, you're likely to get out. But at this stage, you've got to fight fire with fire. They might as well lose by 60 runs rather than just juk the ball and go nowhere. Sorry, let me keep finding some comments. Yeah, big up Gatika indeed. Errol says keep Seals for Test and T20. No one player can rescue the Seal, so the ODI side is best to keep him fit for the other formats. I hear that. I would certainly. Santoki said on one of our recent pods, I think on West Indies on 99.94, that he would take. That's it. It was on our. That's a 4. So Odean Smith comes in. If anybody's going to fight fire with fire, it's going to be Odean Smith. So Odean Smith comes in and paddles that one fine for 4 runs. Yeah, on the podcast episode we did where we selected our T20 side, Santoki said he would take Seals to the T20 World Cup. I can't remember who I suggested. It wasn't Seals, but I totally see where Santoki's point is. I think a lot depends on what's happening with Dre Russ, of course. Actually, before I come to Michael's point, let me see this next ball. Guyana needs 72 runs from 32 balls. Again, badly lined delivery from Phillip, but Odean could only play that off his hips to the man at fine leg or backward square leg. 1 run. Where's Michael's comment? So Michael says Zari, Obed, Cottrell, Holder, Hussain should be the starting bowling lineup. Is that for ODIs? Or for T20s? Javon says the pitch looks slow. It does, in fairness. I think I said it in the TKR innings. I didn't think people were timing their shots properly. And sorry, that's another run. So people, I stopped there for a minute because somebody's banging upstairs. I might have to go upstairs and start louding up the place, What's going on? All I can hear is dun 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 dun. Anyways, Tashan says, Mash, I agree that I choose 1 or 2 matches per day because the third match is not viable for me to view. Yeah, because of the time zones. Yeah. So, but the thing, as you say, Sean, at least the option is there. You do 4 matches a day. You have an option of which match to watch. I just find it. I think it's a. I get it, obviously. Obviously, I get it in terms of advertising and big business. But think about like NBA. Obviously, this isn't NBA, and maybe it's the wrong analogy to make. And obviously, Americans do sports better. But the notion that you have 1 match a day in something is ridiculous. This is why I know that cricket isn't a serious sport. Like other sports wouldn't do something like this, where it's like, oh, here's your 1 match in the format per day. Give us matches to choose from to watch through the day. Do you know what I mean? And then that way, IPL wouldn't need to be 2.5 months. Speed up the thing. Obviously, they're not going to. They're deliberate. It's a choice to make it 1 match a day. Oi! Nearly a run out, but Russell hits the stumps before the ball even comes to him. Guyana needs 68 from 29. Michael is supporting Saint Lucia and Saint Kitts. Anyways, Dre Russ into the attack, and oh my god, who's that on the boundary? That's some poor field. Is that Phillip? Yeah, Anderson Phillip. That's a freebie. Clarkson. So Dre Russ bowls a 5th stump line there. The ball was asking to be slapped, but I mean, it was played down. It was slapped down to the man at deep extra cover, or long off even. And I mean, the ball span a bit, but he's come on. As a kid, you learn to get behind the ball. Anyways, that's another 4. Back-to-back 4s. Clarkson slaps the next ball, pulls the next one past the man at the deep mid-wicket boundary for another 4. And all of a sudden, Guyana aren't out of this game. If you look at the actual scorecard, it's 36 for 4 of 33 balls. The issue for Guyana is the number of wickets remaining. It's not the runs they have to get. They need to get 60 runs from 27 balls. If this was a T20, you'd say this match, the batting side could do it. It's the 2 wickets remaining in this format, in this 60 format, that make this game more likely to favour the bowling side, because they just need 1 more wicket and it's curtains, in essence. Anyways, this time Russell bowls a tighter line, and Clarkson can only pat that down to the man coming off the deep point boundary. And then again, full straight. Sorry, people, just got zoned out a minute. Full straight from Andre Russell. So dot ball, 1 more ball of his over. Good comeback from Russell, because he's gone for 2-4-4, but his next 2 balls have gone for 1 and a dot. So I zoned out because I was listening to the people banging upstairs above me, and I was thinking about the violence that I'm going to unleash when I've done this. When this live is over, I'm ready to go and unleash some violence, That's why I was zoned out. Anyways, 2 runs to end the over. I'm in the Matrix thinking about the violence. Guyana at 39 for 4 after 36 balls. Russell's changed his bowling there. I've not seen him deliver a ball like that before. Anyways, he goes for 13 off that over. So, Guyana and Warriors are 39 for 4 of 36 balls. Ravi Rampal is back into the attack for his 2nd over. Right. And he's immediately, Oldeen's gone for oh my gosh. Who's that? Is that Philip? No, no. What's going on? Who was that? Is that Terrence Hines or Webster? So Aldine Smith, Aldine Smith tries to send that one back to Kingston. He tries to send that one to Kingston. He catches the toe end of the bat. He goes high in the sky and is dropped. It's dropped by Webster, I think. They managed to stay one run in the time that it managed to come. Was it Julian? Apparently it was a Leonardo. Jeremy says it was a Leonardo Julian. That was fielding's been rubbish in this match from both sides. Pure drops. Will Trinidad or Trinbago come to rue that drop? I mean, the equation still favors TKR. Guyana need 55. Need 55 from 22 balls. Next ball, that's a dot ball, well bowled from Ravi Rampal. Aldine goes for the wild man slog. Can't connect. Guyana are 41 for 4. 41 for 4 after 39 balls. Sorry, people. I was listen. You lot don't even know about what was going through my head about confronting the noise. Anyways, this time Rampal pulls it a bit short. This time it's caught. That's excellent bowling from Rampal. Rampal deliberately bowled that one a bit short and inducing Aldine to go after the wild man shot because he has to. It's 41 for 4. Aldine goes after it. He gets sucked into the shot. Bit more extra bounce in it from Rampal as well. Aldine doesn't time it at all and he hooks it down to the man at deep extra cover. He's gone. Guyana are 41 for 5, and this game is probably nearing an end. Aldine goes for 8 off 7. Philip takes a catch at deep extra cover. Guyana are 41 for 5 with 20 balls to go. This game is pretty much done. It looks like oh my God, look at this porn bot. It looks like the chicken curry chicken derby is going to TKR. Anyways, let me quickly run through some comments whilst we wait for probably Romario Shepherd to come in. Carlos says, Seals, Alzari, Aldine, Chamar, Obed, Anderson, Philip. If we manage them well, the future looks bright. Yeah, the bowling should be fine. And as Carlos correctly points out, it's not about the players, it's the infrastructure. We get the infrastructure right. I think the players naturally develop from there. Who is Akira Kurosawa, please, Leah? I don't know who you're talking about. Tashan says, what do you think of Kari Pierre's career moving forward? Should he change the CPL team? Yes. I mean, Akil Hussain has passed him in the pecking order. Cyril Narayan still exists. So Kari Pierre, every time he stays with TKR, he knows he's only playing, 2-3 games in CPL at best. Rampal nearly gets Klaassen to nick behind to Seifert. But Seifert does well not to touch that. Rampal's over 1-1 dot wicket. Sorry, 1-1 dot wicket dot. 2 for 6 so far off his 11 balls. And again, similar delivery. Beats Klaassen. Klaassen can't get anything on it. And that's the end of Rampal's day's work. As Javon says, batters have been struggling all innings to time it. Guyana are 41 for 5. There's 3 overs remaining, or 18 balls remaining. And Rampal's work is done for the day. Rampal ends on 2 overs, 2 for 6. Excellent. So Sean, I think I've blocked the bot. Is the bot still there? I blocked them about 3 minutes ago, did I not? Anyways, who's in? Oh, Anderson Phillip is back into the attack. And it's not Romario Shepherd, interestingly, it's Chemo Paul. Now, I can only assume that Guyana have basically given up. So Chemo Paul has come in. I mean, you've got Romaro Shepherd in the locker. You're trying to chase 96 to win. Either you've given up, then there's no logic. There's no logic to bring Chemo Paul in now, but I guess it is what it is. Right, innings timer. 7 minutes and 53 seconds remaining to do what? What, to bowl 9 overs? This is the first time I've seen this. So are we about to actually have a team lose a fielder from the last over? They surely have only put the... Can Trinidad bowl? Can they bowl their remaining 10 balls, what, now 9 balls, in 7 minutes? Surely they can, right? That's not that difficult, is it? 9 balls in 7 minutes? Is that hard? I presume they're showing the innings time on the screen, because if they don't bowl those 9 balls in 7 minutes, then... Oh, Jeremy says that Saint Lucia lost the field yesterday. I didn't even know that. Probably because I didn't watch that game. But thank you. Oh, was it in the first game? Okay, right. I didn't even see. Thank you, Joel, for telling me that it was in the first game. I didn't watch the first game fully, so I didn't realize that a team has already lost a fielder before. Thank you for confirming who Kurosawa was, Leah. Thank you. For the 72 of you who are currently apparently in this live, if you haven't yet pressed like or subscribe, please do so. And Clarkson, that's stopped by the man just inside the perimeter. They run through 4-1. Did they even run? Yes, they did. This innings is going nowhere. I can't fully understand what's going on. So Guyana are 46 for 5. This innings has been going nowhere since the start of the Guyana innings. One more ball left of Anderson Phillips over. And Paul gets down on one knee, slaps this for 2 runs. And that's the end of the over. So 2 more overs to go. There is no way, surely, that Guyana can chase this. They're 48 for 5 with 12 balls or 2 overs to go. This has been... I thought TKR's inning was painstaking to watch, but this has been worse from Guyana. Much, much worse. Because TKR at least had a few overs where they exploded. But Guyana haven't had any overs where they've exploded. Tajaram says, do you think if Ravi Rampal continues to bowl this good and tops the charts, CPL would do? So here's the thing, Tajaram. At last year's World Cup, there was a huge cuss out when Ravi Rampal got in the squad. And if you go back and watch the videos, right, so Chemo Paul comes down the track and gone. That's the end of the game. So Terence Hines comes in for his second over. First ball, Chemo Paul comes down the track to try hit him for 6, and he's just gone. Guyana bowled out for 48. Dreadful cricket from the Amazon Warriors today. Deserved win for the Knight Riders. The Knight Riders win by 47 runs. After the Knight Riders were dreadful yesterday when they got whooped down by the Barbados Royals, but they bounced back brilliantly today. This without all of their stars. So yet another team doesn't even bat their 60 overs. Their 60 balls. So that's the end of the game. Knight Riders win by 47 runs. That puts Knight Riders on 2 points, along with the Amazon Warriors. I think it's going to be quite tight. For those of you who care about this tournament in so much as, well, who's going to be in the semis, this is going to be quite tight, because earlier today, St. Kitts won. St. Kitts beat St. Lucia. So St. Lucia have 0 points. St. Kitts have 2. Jamaica have 2. Trinidad have 2. Guyana have 2. Barbados have 2. Now, obviously, for those of you who are keeping track of the tournament, later today, 5:30 Eastern time, the night game, it's going to be Talawars versus Royals. That looks like it'll be a good game. I should have picked that to do the ones for the live, but it is what it is. But before that, in 1 hour's time or 45 minutes time, it will be Guyana women. So it's another curry chicken curry derby, but this time for the women. Guyana women versus TKR women. A win for Guyana women will basically confirm that they're in the final for the women's 60. And then tomorrow, people, the game that I'm likely to do the live for, if I do a live, I'm not sure if I'm doing one yet, but if I do, it'll likely be for the Patriots versus Trinbago, the evening game, if I am doing a live. Anyways, quickly do some comments. Javon says this is low-key ruining player development. I don't know, Javon. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I think we have to think bigger than that. So, for example, let me pick a player who was out there today. Is Terence Hines going to play for Trinidad otherwise? Probably not. Does it benefit Terence Hines to be sharing a dressing room with international players for TKR? Probably. Is it helping him from a long format cricket perspective? No. But then, as we've said in our latest West Indies on 99.94 episode, listen, it is what it is. The game is the game. This is where it's going. Between 2023 and 2027, West Indies are playing 73 T20 internationals. That's more than any other international side. So the game is the game. This is where the game's going. So we can't, whilst I hear you and you've got a valid point there, it's also where the game is going. So we have to adapt. I always say adapt or die. You know, we got to adapt. But just to finish off the point with Tejram, Ravi Rampal went to the World Cup last year and people wanted to cuss and say he didn't deserve to go, even though he was the top wicket taker. He went to the World Cup and he was our best bowler in terms of economy rate in a very bad World Cup for us. I don't even know if Ravi is officially retired, but the joke is that even now at the age of 37, he'll be 38 next month, I would, if you had Ravi Rampal or Romario Shepherd and you said and you had to pick one of them only to bowl at the death, you're going to pick Ravi Rampal, aren't you? Because of his nous and because of his experience. So to answer your question, if he now goes, he's not in CPL this year. So Ravi Rampal's not in the TKR squad this year. So even he can't get picked for World Cup because he's not in it. But there is an argument to say that his bowling nous trumps somebody like a Romario Shepherd, for example, who probably is going to the T20 World Cup. So, you know, that's a debate for another day. But anyways, people, thank you. As Carlos says, probably the best comment to end on. Clinical performance and a big victory for Trinbago Knight Riders. So thank you as always, people, for joining the live. Look at that. The game lasted less than 1 hour and 50 minutes. It was about an hour and 40 minutes for today's. In fact, no, less. That game probably went on an hour and a half and it's done. And we can all move on with our lives. So as ever, thank you for joining the Caribbean Cricket Podcast on this watch along. Keep locked into Twitter, Instagram, Facebook group. You can find us, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Just search that in Facebook and you'll find us. It's private, so you have to request to join the group. Find us there. And then that's where you'll find out which games I'm doing the watch along for, etc., etc. But for now, I'm out, people. Thank you for watching. Stay locked into Caribbean Cricket Podcast. If you haven't, before you go, press like, press subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace. We rule the cricket world. Now the rule seems coming. Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.